Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is the Daily Tarot from Monday, the 13th of December 2021. I've shuffled, so I will cut. This is a major arcana reading. Death in the reverse. Death popped out of the pack while I was shuffling. High Priestess in the reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Okay, my first instinct on seeing this is to say that it's not a day to be focusing on how what happens, what pitches up, affects the individual. This is not a day about the individual. And the reason I say that is because we have the High Priestess in the reverse here, the High Priestess card number 2, the card of being aware that you are who you are. Simple as that. You are who you are. No one else is you. You are no one else. It's the sovereignty of simply being you. It's not concerned with how you are or are not in a position of sovereignty vis-a-vis others. It is the self. It's in the reverse. So that's the first thing to say from what I see in front of me. Yeah, I would say with death in the reverse here, this is very similar to the interpretation I had of it for the weekend reading. What's happening at the moment is, whatever it is for you, is not a kind of natural upshot of anything. Things are being managed, very carefully managed, and very strongly managed, because the Death card here is about the inevitable coming to an end of something. It's about impermanence. It's about the kind of the karmic harvest that comes from every karmic endeavour. It's not necessarily the end of your life, but it's about how things kind of play out in a natural way and conclude in a natural way. And sometimes we're not ready for that. Sometimes we don't like it. Sometimes we resist it, as we resist death. But it happens anyway. There's an inevitability to it. Today, again, in the reverse. So this is not, whatever it is that you or we are dealing with, is not something that is kind of just happening because that's just the way it happens. It's being managed. It's being pushed this way or that. And the upshot of it is, as I say, really nothing to do with any of us as individual entities. There's a strong feeling of the collective here. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. I'm going to keep going with this reading before I talk about this, because I've got a very neutral feeling about this. Apart from to say that things are moving pretty swiftly and unfolding very swiftly. Okay, let's keep going. The Empress. How interesting. Okay, so we've got, yeah, okay. This is about the collective. As I said about the High Priestess in the reverse, this is not about the individual, and then the Empress turns up in the upright. This is about how things are plugged in with each other. This is interdependence rather than independence. Okay, this is about how the collective relies on the collective for each individual part of it to be and do what it is and does. The Empress is growth, sprouting, and what I'm getting today for the first time from this is the idea of grafting. You know, in horticulture, when you graft, you take a part of one plant and you graft it to another. That's what I'm getting from this today. How interesting. I've never seen that before in the Empress. So I would say perhaps unlikely, unexpected combinations of things coming together on this day. And things like that generally only happen when they are made to happen, which takes me back to Death in the Reverse here. I mean, for example, one rootstock doesn't get grafted to another rootstock of trees. It probably does happen by accident, but most of the time it happens because these two things have been put together. Two things or multiple plural things have been stuck together to make something new. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay. Lovers in the Reverse. All right, well, look, whatever is running this, and I do come back to this Death in the Reverse again. Oh, this is really interesting because now, having got this Lovers in the Reverse, I mean, the Lovers card is about choice. It's about choosing to do this as opposed to all the other that's that one could do, and all the karmic implications of that. You know, the moment we choose A over B, C, D, E, E, F, G, etc., 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 we have set something in motion. Even if we change our minds later, we've set it in motion with that original choice. So there's a very interesting juxtaposition here of the individual and the collective, the arranged and the unarranged, the chosen and the unchosen. And I think what I'm coming down to now on this Wheel of Fortune in the Reverse is that whatever moves are made to try to sort of stick perhaps unlikely things together won't result in a kind of a successful sprouting of anything. It will result in some weird, rather unnatural collage of things, of separate elements, all kind of stuck together, and it's all a bit higgledy-piggledy, and it doesn't quite work. It doesn't work because I guess it goes against the natural, whatever's happening today is going against the natural way of growth, the natural way of, right, sorry about that, I ran out of storage space. Okay, so what I was talking about was a process of trying to do something that isn't rooted in nature's way of doing things. Okay, and that's what I see as the interpretation of the Wheel of Fortune in the Reverse. Okay, and the other cards. Okay, Temperance. Right, so we've got a different sort of Temperance in the upright. We've got a different sort of movement here in Temperance, but it's very similar in nature to the Wheel of Fortune for me in this reading. And the fact that the Wheel of Fortune has come out in the reverse, oh gosh, it's almost like something or someone or some entity is trying to make water flow uphill. That's what I'm getting from this. And trying to it's trying to present something really unnatural as natural and inevitable and kind of, well, you know, of course it's like that. I mean, everybody knows that. It's gaslighting, right? There's gaslighting going on here. And I mean, of course, water can't flow uphill, but there's something really today with the Temperance card here in the upright. There's something very significant about the action or the flow here. Look at these two vessels. I mean, the way she's holding these I mean, it might just be this depiction in this deck, but that can't happen, what's happening there to that fluid. It can't happen. And it almost looks like it is flowing from the lower vessel to the upper vessel. It's like, what direction is that actually flowing in? It's like, what direction are things moving in? There's something very misshapen and just rather revolting. Sorry, I've got to say it, about the energy today. Well, what I see in this reading. There is an impression being given that something that is unnatural, bolted together, kind of like taking the part of one animal and kind of sewing it to part of another animal and saying, well, of course, they've always looked like that. No, they haven't. They haven't. Basically, the message I would say for this is don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. If your gut is telling you that something that is being presented to you is off, it would be better, I think, on this day to not ignore your gut. Not ignore your gut. You might not be in a position to get to the bottom of this today, whatever it is, but if something smells off, if it smells off, looks off, sounds off, feels off, it's probably off. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.